afternoon. I'm gonna make this one quick today because I gotta run and get my kid. I lost track of time. We got all the little finished nail holes getting patched up on the wainscot. A second coat of paint has gone. A couple areas that needed it. The door frames in between here, just like that, they have their first coat of paint on them. As you can tell here, it's starting to look a heck of a lot better. I get a better view of that. The tile that had to be taken up is now placed down in square and worked out pretty well because where that full tile ends is the threshold and where this full tile ends is the threshold. So more than likely I'm going to be returning a couple boxes of tile because our waste is just not going to be as much as we thought. And then just getting the pipes painted in here, getting everything touched up. These door frames painted after they got scraped, starting to look a whole lot better. A few of these were pretty torn up in the first place, but this is just a little hallway here. As far as trim work, this is what I have figured out is going to work. I got a 1x4 against the ceiling all the way around, and then a 1x4 that butts up against that. Crown molding is not ever going to work in this place to any degree that is easy. Plus, it's very fucking expensive. Crown molding, like the cheapest stuff, is $1 a linear foot, and the stuff that we need to cover as big of a gap as some of this place has is like $2 a linear foot. So this room itself, or no, I don't really feel like doing the math right now. These pieces are $3.50 for 10 feet of it. And it's going a lot faster because since none of these corners, and they're not square rooms where I just had to deal with 4 corners. I was originally going to put some square blocks in the corner and then just put the crown molding in between it. But since we are in the basement and we have brick supports everywhere, everything has 50 different angles, and I would have probably spent 3 days trimming this room to make it look halfway good with crown molding. So labor-wise and material-wise, this is a lot cheaper. We're just going to use some caulk since the ceiling is not true and straight. Neither is the wall. You can see little gaps in there, but that will all get painted. There's my ladder. Show you what a window is going to look like. For some reason I picked the hardest one to start on, but now it is done because of all the piping that is around it. But this is basically how it came out. 1x10 there to cover up the slope that was there. Shelf is nice and level. Not all of them have to be done this way, but this one needed wood put up down the side because it was all torn up. That pipe, pain in the ass. Same thing with that side. It was a little more messed up than some. The windows that we had to tear out completely on the north wall, we kind of intended on doing that anyway, but since I built my own walls on that, it will go a lot quicker. This window and this window may be a little bit of a pain to trim, but the rest of them should be fine. And they'll have the same molding, and like this window here, this whole wall, even the ceiling part and down here, that's all fine. So I'm just going to build a shelf and then put the trim work up the side here. Same, like this wall is in pretty good shape. So is the interior of that one, so I'm just going to build a little shelf and trim out just the square around the window, so those will go a whole lot faster. I just apparently picked the worst one in the world to start with. But from the master bedroom, it does look very nice. It's nice and square. Obviously, once it's painted, it'll look a little better, but gives a shelf for them to put some knickknacks on or what have you. As a personal touch aspect, I think the tenants will like it. But like I said, plus with as many corners. I think this is the room that the trim would take the longest in. We don't have to trim out the entryway. The dining room, same thing. We got one support pole. The rest of that room is square. The living room, really, besides the little alcove in and out of the pipes, it is square. And so is this over here, and a lot of that, like up in the corner. Some needs some trim, some just needs just a little bit of work. So I think we're getting the harder stuff out of the way first. And it seems to be kind of a slow pace for the last couple of days, but we have got a lot accomplished as far as time devotion to certain projects. It will start moving a lot quicker now, especially that I've got that one trimmed in and have a nice idea on what is working for the trim and what was not going to work, so I don't have to guess. We're just going to go with that route. I think it looks very nice. So let me know what you guys think. I will try and upload this when I get home. I'll send you a text message.